May 2025, the Bering Sea, dark, frozen, and unforgiving. High winds batter the cliffs of Alaska, while waves crash endlessly against the icy shore. Inside a dimly lit radar control room, Air Force Major Emily Carter watches a green screen flicker with life. For hours, the Arctic night has been silent, broken only by the sound of the storm outside. But suddenly the stillness shatters, one blip, then another, then 11. An entire fleet is moving together, closing in near the Aleutian Islands. Their identity soon becomes clear: a combined Russian and Chinese naval formation operating dangerously close to the United States Air Defense Identification Zone. Senator Dan Sullivan would later call it historic. But history doesn't capture the tension, the unanswered questions, or the razor-thin line between deterrence and disaster. The North Pacific is not just a cold, empty wilderness, it is a battleground of surveillance and deterrence. For Washington, Alaska is the northern shield, home to Cobra Dane radar at Erickson Air Station, one of the most advanced eyes in the sky for detecting intercontinental missiles from across the Pacific. If that radar is ever blinded, America loses its early warning advantage. For Moscow, the Pacific Fleet at Vladivostok is the pride of Russia's eastern defense, with nuclear submarines prowling under the Arctic ice. For Beijing, the retreating sea ice represents opportunity, a future trade highway, the Polar Silk Road. For decades, the U.S. Navy dominated these waters unchallenged. But in August 2023, when 11 Russian and Chinese warships first appeared near Alaska, the balance shifted. By May 2025, their return sent an unmistakable signal: America's maritime supremacy is being contested. This fleet was not random. It was designed to send a message. Leading the Chinese group was the Type 055 Ren high-class destroyer, a 12,000-ton behemoth often described as the most powerful surface warship in Asia. With 112 vertical launch cells, it can unleash air defense missiles, supersonic anti-ship weapons, and land attack cruise missiles. Its radar system rivals the Aegis combat system used by the U.S. Navy. Beside it sailed a Type 052D Lion destroyer, smaller but versatile, extending the fleet's defensive umbrella. From Russia's side, a Udaloy-class anti-submarine destroyer, led by Colonel Ivan Petrov, added sonar nets and rocket launchers, designed to hunt American submarines lurking in the depths. Behind it came Sterigashchi-class frigates armed with caliber cruise missiles, weapons capable of striking targets more than 1,000 miles away. Support came from Chinese Type 903, a supply ships and an electronic intelligence vessel, the quiet backbone of the mission, allowing the fleet to operate on station for weeks. Together, this was not a symbolic patrol. It was a battle-ready group capable of defending itself against almost anything the U.S. Navy could throw at it. But warships alone weren't the story. In one dramatized moment, the fleet's radar picked up something unusual: a mysterious drone hovering at the edge of detection range. Admiral Lai Wai aboard the Type 055 demanded immediate analysis. Was it a U.S. probe, a test of the fleet's defenses, or a third actor deliberately stirring the waters? The uncertainty itself proved how fragile even the most powerful armada can be when faced with the invisible weapons of modern war. Their route was deliberate, like a chess move carefully calculated. They began near Vladivostok, headquarters of Russia's Pacific Fleet. Moving in disciplined formation, they transited through the Laparau Strait, the narrow corridor between Russia's Sakhalin Island and Japan's Hokkaido. Here, Japanese P-3 Orion patrol aircraft scrambled into the skies, their radars sweeping every ship in the formation. South Korea's coastal sensors lit up, tracking each turn. From there, the fleet pressed north toward the disputed Kuril Islands before steering into the Bering Sea. At their closest point, they came within 50 nautical miles of the Aleutians, still technically in international waters, but well inside America's strategic backyard. The Pentagon could not remain silent. Orders were issued immediately from Pearl Harbor and Yokosuka for Arleigh Burke-class destroyers USS John S. McCain, Benfold, John Finn, and Chung Hoon deployed to shadow the fleet. These American ships, armed with the Aegis combat system, could track hundreds of targets and intercept aircraft, missiles, or submarines. Overhead, a P-8 Poseidon patrol plane flew from Elmendorf Air Force Base in Alaska, dropping sonobuoys into the water to listen for submarine threats. And deep beneath the sea, the Virginia-class submarine USS Illinois silently trailed the Russian-Chinese formation, unseen but watching every move. At one tense moment, Colonel Petrov's Udaloy destroyer switched on its active sonar, sending out loud pings to probe the depths. For a few seconds, the USS Illinois risked being exposed. At the same time, aboard the USS John S. McCain, Commander Daniel Hayes received a chilling report. A Russian warship had locked fire control radar on his destroyer for 30 seconds. A clear act of intimidation, Hayes steadied his crew with calm words, "Maintain course, weapons tight, but stand ready." The tension passed without an exchange of fire, but it revealed how narrow the margin for error truly was. Why did Russia and China do this? Pentagon analysts debated three possibilities. First, intelligence gathering. By approaching Alaska, they forced the U.S. to activate radars, scramble aircraft, and reveal communication patterns. Every emission could be recorded, studied, and used to prepare for future conflict. Second, geopolitical messaging, a demonstration of the No Limits A partnership, showing that Russian and Chinese fleets could sail together in America's front yard. It was psychological warfare aimed at Washington, Tokyo, and Seoul. Third, attack rehearsal. In the event of war, this fleet could launch cruise missiles against Cobra Dane radar, blinding America's early warning network. What looked like a patrol could have been a live rehearsal for a first strike, but perhaps the most dangerous weapon was not a missile at all. It was information. Imagine a viral campaign on social media, #RedLine Challenge, showing shaky footage of warships near Alaska. Thousands repost it, fueling outrage, fear, and pressure on leaders to act. Could a hashtag push superpowers closer to war? In modern conflict, perception can be as lethal as firepower. The 11-ship fleet eventually sailed away, but its message lingers. The age of uncontested American dominance in the Pacific is gone. The new era is one of shadow duels, electronic warfare, and information campaigns. Major Emily Carter, watching the radar console in Alaska, may have captured it best in her final report. We are no longer just watching the horizon. The horizon is watching us back. What do you think? Was this about intelligence gathering, geopolitical posturing, or a rehearsal for something more dangerous? Could an information campaign ignite a conflict that neither side intends? Share your thoughts below, because sometimes the most dangerous wars are the ones fought in silence.